Hello again, welcome to AirJobBoss. You are here on AirJobBoss TV and you're so glad to be here because this is a continuation of the major airline interview preparation series, question and answer series, something like that. Anyway, please subscribe to my channel. If you like it, like it. If you share it, share it. If you, I don't know. Let's get on to the question. Here we go. Tell us about your leadership style. Or it would be like, what type of leader are you in the cockpit? That might be a better one. Please keep this aviation pilot specific. Don't try to put your leadership style when you were, captain of your college baseball team. Just bring it into aviation. They're hiring you as a pilot. You should be able to answer these questions based on aviation. Don't try to softball this. It ain't going to work. Let other people do that. You're being prepared by AirJobBoss. You don't need to shy away from these questions. Okay. What type of leader are you in the cockpit? Okay. So this is a core competency of every executive position. And don't be fooled. You are in an executive management position when you're a captain of an airliner. There's a lot of moving parts. You're dealing with a lot of people. And yes, you are required to be a leader. Now, some people are very passive in their leadership style, and it weakens the team. They need strong leadership skills. A captain is basically sent out with a multi-million-dollar airplane ensuring a lot of people's lives moving at about the speed of sound. And you need to be a darn good, effective leader to keep everything intact and safe and efficient. So what are the techniques associated with a leader? Obviously, good planning, good communication skills, all those things you can read about. And it might not be a bad idea to Google good leadership qualities of a pilot and kind of work that into your answer. But nevertheless, you're here and I've got some of those right here and I've got an answer formulated. So number one, I lead by example. I find that this is very effective. Not only does it keep people accountable to me, it keeps me accountable to them, and at least I'm providing them the information, the example, the techniques, the things to do in the things I do every day. For example, if I don't know exactly the policy, I don't just make it up, I look it up. If I look up the policies and the questions to the answers I have in front of a first officer, they will begin to do that too. And I don't want my first officer just making stuff up or best guess about how a process should take place. The company has these written down. There are so many books we possibly cannot memorize all these. So it's important that me as a leader, that everything I do is proper. It's proper in compliance with the standard operational procedures and the policies of this airline, because if I don't even have to tell them to do it. If I do it, they will look at me and they will hopefully follow. Now, obviously, if by leading by example doesn't cause them to do things properly, me as a leader, I am obligated to correct people. And that is a communication skill. It should be done in a way that it does not deter the person from participating in the process of flying the aircraft or improving the team. So I have to be very careful. I have to establish rapport with the people on my team. And this takes understanding where they come from, what their background is, how their day is going, what their experience level, and I don't know that unless I talk to them. So frequent communication with the people on my team is key, because when leading by example doesn't work, I have to be able to communicate with them effectively and make slight course corrections to their behavior. So having rapport with your teammates is key. It is the foundation of strong leadership, because if you don't know your team, you're really disarmed at motivating them. That brings me to motivation. You must be a good motivator. And how you motivate, I find that some people think that being mean to people or degrading people makes them pull up their bootstraps and work harder. I don't think that psychology plays this out. In my experience, being kind to people and telling them they are great at their job, even if they're not exactly great, inspires them to be better. So one of my techniques of leadership is building morale within my crew member to make sure that they feel that they're valuable and they are doing a great job. Because if I say, hey, you're doing a really great job, in the future, do you mind, instead of just making up the policy, you actually look it up so that we're not wrong? See how we're not wrong? Not so you're not wrong. No, so we're not wrong. The team is not wrong, right? So you're going to basically incorporate that kind of communication skill and that type of motivational technique, right? Okay. Another thing in leadership that I find is very important is I have to explain my thought processes and my action. Because most of the time, as far as a two-person cockpit is going, you have a pilot monitoring that is quietly monitoring, and you have a pilot flying who is acting on the aircraft, directing the aircraft, yeah? So the pilot monitor, if you're not talking and explaining your actions, especially when things get dire or when there's a lot of improvisation or the situation is changing rapidly, then your pilot monitoring only has their eyes to check you. If, for example, you're going into an airport that is covered in rain showers, and in previously say, my intention is to not land when the weather is reported heavy rain. If it's reported heavy rain, we're going to hold until we're at moderate rain or lower. My intention is to hold over this point 50 miles away. I want to be at about 13,000 feet. I'll let you know in a moment. We'll continue to watch the radar and see how it deteriorates. It's 10 minutes before the next ATIS comes out. So we're going to wait for that, and I'm going to make a determination. See, as a leader, when you're explaining your actions and your thought process, the pilot monitor is then, or your teammates rather, if you will, are in a better case to lend information, to check your judgment, and to offer solutions. So it's really important. A leadership style is explaining your thought processes and your actions as you're accomplishing these tasks to better inform the people on your team so they can better help accomplish the common goal. That leads me to the common goal. A leader always makes sure that everybody knows what the goal is, and make sure that the team understands that this is not the leader's goal. It is the team's goal, and your team is the airline. The airline is tasked with moving passengers safely and providing as best level of customer service through that process as possible. So as a leader, one of my techniques is to make sure that everybody understands that what we're doing here is not my goal. The goal is already written. The goal is simply written by the company policy, and what we've all signed up to do is be good at the airline business. Everyone has their role: ground personnel, gate personnel, flight attendants, fuelers, lab service, caterers, pilots, yeah? So you want to make sure as a leader, I want to make sure as a leader that everybody understands what our goal is. So from time to time reiterating, hey, we're doing a great job at safety today, and I just want to make sure everyone's putting on a smiley face and being good on customer service. I know it's a difficult day, but this is what our company does. This is why we have a passion for aviation. A little bit of sense of humor, a little bit of levity when you're delivering this news, and asking your people to do a little bit more is also a good technique of leadership. Last one. Big one, big one in business today. This word is thrown out by everybody, and if you drop this word, it's like, mic drop. Collaboration. My leadership style is based on the fundamentals of collaboration. This is a long word for CRM, right? Collaboration is the process where I use everybody's input, everybody's efforts to evaluate what we want to do and how we want to do it. And as a leader, I just say, yes, I agree with the group. Let's move forward in this direction. Or I pretty much agree with the group, but I want to be. So collaboration, working with others, is a hallmark of my leadership style. It stems from crew resource management techniques and threat and error management techniques. And collaboration is a hallmark of my leadership style, right? All right. That was a long one. Anyway, you get the idea. If you're going to go into a major airline, this is where I pitch my product. AirJobBoss.com. Check me out. If you have an interview coming on pretty soon, you would probably, it's worth it to spend the money, especially if you really, really, really want this job, because this job is going to be worth a great deal of money, income, and a better lifestyle for you. So click the link below, or email me at info@airjobboss.com if you have any questions about my service or any questions at all about what I do here. All right. Subscribe, share, like, etc. Thank you so much. See you on the next video.